Ciao, everybody. Welcome back to the Bianconerizone podcast. It is season 2, episode 2. My name is Julian Gennady, and with me is Alejandro Foncello. Dude, how are you? What's going on?
I'm good.
You're
better,
good.
Better than 2 days ago.
Okay, yeah, because 2 days ago would be, at the time of recording, the Benfica disaster, and we have 2 days to reflect on that with more news trickling out as the days go by. And the title of this episode, and you can see on the thumbnail, it's Internal Battle. And the two dudes on the front, or on the cover, are Andrea Agnelli and Pavel Nedved. And what we mean by internal battle is there are disagreements. Apparently, there are disagreements between the two and other pieces of management that are currently ongoing at Juventus. And whether that's through coaching, philosophy, players, play style, I got a feeling that there's a lot of disagreement. So over to you to just discuss and give an overview of the topic itself, because you're the one who came up with the idea, and I like it. So let's get into it.
Actually, yeah. I think it's since 2019 when we sacked the Allegri. Was it 19?
Yeah.
I think it was 19.
Yeah.
So I think it's since then. Like ever since that day, I think they decided to sack Allegri. I think the relationship between him, like his camp, whatever, and Agnelli is not. It's not the same. It doesn't mean they hate each other, but they have a different view on, like, on how the club not should be run, but on the pitch. Completely different view, stylistically, personnel wise, like completely different persons they want in charge. And the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, Agnelli should just take a step away in this situation, or like take a step back and focus on what he's good at, and that's off the field stuff. I think that's what he's good at. I think the moment he actually stepped in and, how do you want to say that, made a choice, or like made his choices feel or push his will, I think it went all shit. Like, and people can say it happened with Sarri. It wasn't this bad on, like, compared to, like, it wasn't fantastic.
Let's go. Do you want to do a timeline of decisions? So, like, whose decision was it to fire Allegri in the first place?
It was not Agnelli.
It was Nedved's side.
It was Nedved / Paratici. They were pushing to get him out. Like, they were pushing to get him. And I think. And
whose idea was it to sign Sarri? It was Nedved, I'm pretty sure.
I think, it was Nedved, Paratici. To be honest, Paratici wanted Conte back then. Those were the rumors. He wanted Conte. But yeah, we know how that situation ended up. But I think that's the moment when it happened, and I don't want to say it was terrible. For Agnelli, it was terrible for some reason. Like, it wasn't as bad as it is now, or even under Pirlo. Like, it wasn't that bad. We still won the title, but you felt, we scraped it, like, big time.
Oh yeah.
Because we were struggling, and after the how do you want to say that, pandemic, like, not after, but like when we at the restart, we were poor, but Lazio was just worse. Like, that's the only thing, and we scraped it. I think at that moment in time, after that season, Agnelli took over. Like, decisions, in my opinion, he shouldn't be taking. He shouldn't. Like, I'm sorry. And he's taking emotional decisions, in my opinion. He sacked Sarri for he doesn't fit the club for some reason, like presence and all those things, whatever. And then he brings in Pirlo, who is like he has no experience whatsoever. Like it was a mess. He sacked him. Like he announced him to be the coach for under 23s. He sacked Sarri, and a week later he announced him to be as the first. Like it, at that moment in time, you felt like this was not planned. Like it's emotional decision making on the spot, and you basically could feel that it's not going the right direction. At that point, you felt it's not going the right direction. Then he sacks Pirlo, his own decision, and he's like, I'm gonna make a new one against everyone at the club, because nobody agreed with it at the club. Like that was, I think, well documented, and he made, like you said, an expensive one. Like usually you give 2 years plus an option, whatever. This is like, I don't know, like this is why we are in this situation now, because he's not gonna sack him. Like he made that decision and give him a big contract, and that's why he's still
a lot of egg on his face. There's going to be a lot of egg on his face if he was to actually make that decision to fire him. You can see in the games whenever Agnelli and Nedved are at the games together, even with not Praticiani anymore, but like Cherubini and Rubene, when they're all there, Nedved looks stressed every game.
Yeah, he's stressed.
And then he leaves. Do you remember he just left?
Yeah.
I think it was against Salernitana or Benfica, I forget.
Against Benfica, he was gone.
Yeah. Like the dude's stressed. Yeah, you got Agnelli smoking a cigar or a cigarette in the stands, which, by the way, makes like we can get about the stadium stuff after. I don't know if that's part of the internal battle at all, but like we can get into it after. But
which is also weird. Now you bring it up, smoking. Smoking is not allowed in the stadium, by the way. Just FYI. But he smokes.
Yeah.
So
he owns it. So like
he owns it. Like, I mean, still, like, it's not allowed.
Double standards.
Yeah, like you can't, like, but whatever.
So there's that. So I guess what our whole point, like, we know that there's an internal battle. Is Agnelli too proud to fire Nedved? Does he even want to do that at this point?
I think if he fires Nedved, oh my god! Like if he fires Nedved, and even if we think, like people think he's useless in terms of he doesn't have a role at the club, he doesn't have a say, and I believe I believe he's kind of a puppet at this point. And there's so many leaks.
He's a puppet, but he does have a say.
Yeah, he does have a say, but like how many stories are out there over the last couple of years that he can leave? He's thinking about leaving. Like that's not normal in my opinion, but whatever. He's not gonna do it, because if he basically comes out, or like the news breaks that he sacked Nedved, fans are not taking. They're not gonna take it well. Like they're not in the current situation. Like imagine him coming out, or like imagine tomorrow, the news coming out saying he's gone by mutual decision. You know it's for a reason, but Allegri stays in a job. Like,
that's
you cannot sell that. You cannot sell that to the fans. So you cannot do it now, even if he's thinking about doing it. You just can't. Like that's impossible.
Yeah, and then it blows up in their face. Like we are a joke right. Yeah, everyone knows we're a joke right now. Off the field, we're a joke. On the field, it's even a bigger joke. But the stuff you hear about the management goes down and they throw a hissy fit. They go into a meeting and start yelling at each other. We heard this happen last year and the year before. What other club has that many people making decisions? Because if you think about it, you got Cherubini, Arrivabene, Nedved, and Agnelli all trying to make a decision.
I don't know. And the weird part is, or not the weird part, like I know Arrivabene is a CEO, but like I remember like a few months ago, like it was announced that he's gonna do the financial things, terms like, but he always speaks, and it feels like he has a lot of power. Maybe too much power for someone who just needs to, you know, crack the numbers, in my opinion. It's a weird...
Find a way to fire Allegri. Stop talking to the media.
It's like, it's a weird divide at this point, because when it was Marotta who was a CEO, you know, yeah, he's number-wise, like, he's big time involved. Like, he is. I don't see... no, I don't see, like, it's proven, like, he said it, or, like, it's documented. It's not in meetings for transfers and all those things. Like, he's not doing that.
No,
he basically
comes
admitted
in when the numbers are involved.
Yeah, and he is talking at this moment in time, but I don't think he is in a position to make a decision. Like, also, like, he comes from a different world. He said it. Like, this is new for him. He needs to learn. Straight away, I'm like, okay, I don't really need your opinion on coaching decision or whatever at this point. If you admit it, this is all new for you and all those things, then I don't want you at the end of this decision. I don't want that also. So
I want him to, like I said, figure out the numbers to fire an employee. That's what I want him to do.
It's very easy. Like, we cannot pay it. If we want to move on, it's up to Agnelli to find an agreement with his body, in some sort of agreement, you know, to delay the payment. I don't know, like, forfeit a part of the payment. I don't know, but it will be up to Agnelli if the moment comes where the club is like, okay, it's done, you need to leave. It's up to Agnelli to find an agreement with his buddy, because they're very good friends. So it's up to them then, up to him. Like, that's when he needs to come in and, you know, find a solution. He doesn't need to come in and say, no, give him a go still until, I don't know what the rumors is, the World Cup. I'm like, that's pointless. Or, which I don't believe. It depends on Sunday's result. I'm like, surely not a club of our magnitude is waiting for a good result away to Monza. Like, what? Like, that
when he's not even coaching.
Yeah, but, like, that shouldn't be the benchmark. Like, beating Monza, yes or no? Like, that shouldn't be... If you beat Monza, you're in a job. If not, you're out. Like, what? So... No. I think they were all guessing during the week. I think he is in absolute no danger at this point. He's just...
Like he said.
He's chilling. He's just chilling. He knows he's not in danger. Just because...
He's stroking his horse right now.
Yeah, just because one man is making that decision, who, in my opinion, shouldn't be making that decision. You shouldn't.
So, okay. So, I agree. And this whole, again, we're talking about internal battles in the management level at Juventus. So, our management level, our Riva Bene and Cherubini, last year set out a plan. Remember that great 3-year plan that we always go back to? Young players or Italian players coming in. And we want to grow our team like that. Okay, so summer happens. You got Keane, who's young and Italian. Locatelli, who's young and Italian. Okay? Keane's a panic buy, but Locatelli kind of fits the profile of what you want it to do. Makes sense. Not a lot of money yet to be used last summer. Fast forward to January. Some players are pushed out of the club. Bentancur, Kulusevski, Ramsey out on loan. And then you bring in a couple more young players, an Italian player, Gatti, Vlahovic, what's his name, Zakaria. Cool. The plan is still in motion. We're saying, yay, go plan. Still makes sense. Go 3-year plan. Fast forward this summer. That plan's gone. Everybody they signed this summer is either 27 years or older, excluding Bremer, who was a direct result of De Ligt leaving. We cleared a lot of deadwood. We cleared a lot of players on big wages. We brought in Paredes, Milik, Kostic, Di Maria, Pogba, Bremer. I'm not counting Cambiasso because he's already sent that alone. What changed? Is that part of the internal battle?
No, I think they back Allegri. That's the change.
So,
and it's a quick fix, in my opinion. Or like, not a quick fix. Yeah, it's a quick fix, but in positions where Like Di Maria, like if he's out, like you need to invest in that position anyway. Pogba is on a free. Like you still need to invest in that position, and they know that, and I believe. I don't think they're that stupid. It was about cutting costs, you know, and still trying to improve the team how he wants it, and that's what they did. But the thing is, you so you do cut the costs, like you said, like you get some players out, whatever, and you basically give him what he wants to win now.
Yep.
When you sit out there in the stadium and you look at this in the first 8 games, surely as a member of the board, you hit the panic button immediately, because it looks like Allegri messed up in terms of, did he really need those players? Like, what is going on here? It's not going well. So what was the point of clearing everyone, bringing in what he needs? What's the point? Like, I don't.
Can we just quickly point out the players that he did bring in? Like some of the players, they are our best players at the moment.
They are. Like, I'm not gonna argue. I think
Paredes, Milik, Kostic, and Bremer have been our best players.
I do.
Who are playing?
Like, it was to add to the rest. It wasn't like,
yes,
I cannot sit here now say, okay, now he needs the other 6 to leave, like in the starting 11.
Yeah.
And then we will, like, no. Like, it's been a year and a half. Like, and his friend coming out saying he needs a miracle.
That guy's a donkey.
I'm like, I mean, he finished last season without his players in top 4.
Yep.
So he doesn't need a miracle. Like, actually not. Like last season, it was kind of a miracle. But even at that point, I was like, you still need to make top 4 with the squad. I don't care.
Yeah.
This is not a miracle. Like, a miracle is winning the Champions League with this squad, not finishing top 4. Like, that's the bare minimum.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what he's on about, but he's not coming out and saying that for no reason, I believe. Because if he's talking bullshit, but if he's talking bullshit, I think he will stop talk bullshit. Because at some point, I think Allegri's like, stop talking. Like, you're making me look bad. But the fact that he keeps on going tells me these are real conversations he had with Allegri. Not maybe to that extent saying the players are shit still, but like saying Paredes is not Pirlo. I'm like, no shit. But Benfica have no Pirlo. Salernitana do not have Pirlo. Like, you don't need Pirlo to beat those teams. You don't.
No. Paredes is more than enough to beat those teams. And but like again, he's been apparently, didn't Allegri not want Paredes? Like, I don't.
Yeah, he won.
Contradiction in my opinion.
Like, it's crap. Like, Paredes is not the problem in this squad. Like,
no.
Like, I'm not even talking about. I know Cuadrado's bad. You know, he's not good, Alexander. But like, that's still not the biggest issue at this point. The biggest issue is those players have absolutely no clue what to do when they're out there. Like, no, absolutely no. And
do we want to address what happened today?
What happened?
With what apparent the report with Bremer is? He said, he says, I don't have. Okay.
No, I was gonna say I rewatched the Benfica game, and after the 2-1, like after we conceded that second goal, that was probably the worst type of football we played in the last 3 years. Like, that was horrendous. Like, the reaction basically, screw it, it's done. Like, we lost this game. It was minute 60, by the way.
Wasn't it earlier? It was like 54th.
Yeah, like, I'm being nice. Yeah. But like, they were done. And if it weren't for Perin or Benfica being that poor up top, it would have been a beating. Like, it would have been an absolutely beat. It would have been a Villarreal type of game. Like, we collapsed once again. Like, that's basically the same thing as Villarreal. Like, we conceded, but like, there's still 25 minutes. But they were like, nah, screw those 25 minutes, 30 minutes. It's done. That's what the players said. And Like there were moments in that game when you freeze that, or like you pause the video or the game, and you look at how we were set up. You're like, these players have no idea what to do. Like they're just running around. They're just running around trying to chase a result. No shape whatsoever. If they concede another goal, it is what it is. Like that's the vibe they're giving me, and that's the biggest problem. It's not even Cuadrado's thinking it out week in, week out. That's not even the biggest issue at the club. Like if you have a style of play and Cuadrado's thinks it out week in, week out, you can still balance that out.
And you can also just pinpoint that at that point and say, hey, you're just not playing.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Like we can.
No.
We have no style of play. Like nothing. The first 20 minutes was just purely based on pressing and passion and whatever. Like we were winning the ball back high. We were putting a lot of energy into that game, and Benfica were kind of shocked. Like they didn't expect
that's exactly what I said Wednesday. Yep.
But once they settled in, it was like they took over. Like they took over. They were very calm. They did what they had to do, and we had absolutely no idea what to do. And that's the biggest issue at the moment.
Yeah, those three in the middle for Benfica were nice to watch. Fernandez, Rafa, and Florentino.
Yeah, they had acres of space. It was amazing for them. It was absolutely amazing. Like in the second half, after that second goal, like one of those defenders played a ball straight down the middle. I'm gonna say it reached the edge of our box almost.
Yep.
Like
I remember exactly the pass.
And he could control it, and he can turn, and he still had acres of space. I'm like, holy, you know what? Like, where is the shape? Like, what are we doing? But you can't say that. You can't. You just can't. And even after the game, the journalists had questions. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're doing a horrendous job. Like that's not putting pressure on someone who's underperforming. Like it's not.
Yeah.
When he comes out saying I'm part of the solution and stuff like that, why doesn't nobody, be like, hold on,
sure?
Like hold on, like are you sure? Because it seems like it's getting worse. So what solution are you talking about? Like what do you have in mind?
Yeah.
Does he have something in mind? I don't think he. I think
There's no chance.
I think
No.
The feeling I'm getting from him is he is panic station. He's panic station at this moment, and he has no idea how to turn it around. That's the vibe I'm getting. Like he has absolutely no idea how to turn it around because there's nothing. Like
no idea.
No idea. And it's not gonna come out of nowhere. It's not that he's gonna wake up after the Benfica game and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm under pressure." We turn out at Monza and we play lights out football. Like we dominate possession, everything goes smoothly. That's not gonna happen. If it's gonna happen, it takes weeks. It takes months. Like you're not gonna develop a style of play if you don't have one out of absolutely nothing.
Yep.
And the Bremer thing comes,
I was gonna say let's transition to
into
that
play. If it's true, I wouldn't be shocked if it's not. If it's
so, it was today's training. It was today's training. Apparently,
no, it was yesterday's.
Yesterday's. Okay, so nothing changed. Apparently, he still did the same type of training session. Allegri, and then Bremer. This is all reports, and this we don't have no idea if this is true. But Bremer apparently comes out and just says, "I have no idea what I'm doing." Like he personally says, "I have no idea," and he's been here since July. It's mid-September now, so 2 months, and he still has no idea what he's doing. I will back Bremer up here because he started as a left center back, in a back four, as the primary center back in a back three, as a right center back in a back four, and a right center back in a back three.
Yeah,
like he's played everywhere.
Yeah, he did.
So I feel bad for the dude. He just got here. And he's saying he has no idea. There was probably more cohesion at Torino, and we know how much of a shit storm that club is. And that's like basically the whole issue here is Yali and Allegri. That's the bottom line here.
Yeah, and
no one can overstep.
If the Bremer thing is true, I wouldn't be shocked if it's like if it's true. Like I don't know if it's true, by the way.
Yeah.
But you can see, you can believe that. Like you can feel the vibe in that locker room. Like when after the game, if not the entire squad goes to apologize to the fans, then you know it's not good. You know, then you know it's not okay.
Yeah.
Like players walked away. Players didn't even show up. Like they're just straight down the tunnel. Then you know it's a bigger problem.
Yep.
It means they're not in the same boat. Like it's a mess. It's an absolute mess, and it's gonna take, like, it's gonna go on for a while. Like it's not gonna change. Oh, yeah. It's not gonna change.
It's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, and this is
unless some drastic change is made, but nothing's changed.
No, nothing's gonna change. Like people who actually believe.
Definition. Sorry, go ahead.
No, people actually believed he was gonna get sacked in the morning. Like
no chance.
There was no chance whatsoever. Like no one else. Nothing. There's no chance.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yeah.
We are insane.
Yeah,
we're insane because this guy's still employed. You got to bite the bullet sometimes. I know we're not Chelsea. I know we don't have money coming out of our assholes. I get it. We don't got Todd B. But that dude looked at the situation, didn't get along with his coach, and he said peace. And he created a new plan.
Yeah, the plan.
I know it's not the same situation. I know it's not the same situation, but
the plan still stinks. Like that's even worse, in my opinion. Like he needs people. Like he has the money.
Oh, he's hiring people. He's hiring Luis Campos.
Okay, that's good. Like he needs to stick over. Yeah. He thought like he did 2 interviews and I'm like, you need to shut up. Like just get the money in for the people who can actually deal with the money and shut the you know what up and just sit down. Like with the stuff he was saying, I'm like, oh boy, just shut it down. And
he's loud.
He's too loud.
He is loud.
He's too loud.
But he's doing the right thing.
I'm not sure about that. Like
no, but remember how you said Agnelli should just stay away?
Yeah, he's not doing that.
No, now he's doing that because he's hiring the right people involved. He's hiring a director of football. He's hiring all these people, and now he's gonna go away like he did with the Dodgers.
That's what he needed to do before sacking Tuchel. Because if he got that man in, he will still be in a job too. Because that's insanity. Yeah. Like you give him the players, you spend him the money, and you're like, you're out of here. Not sure, but whatever. That's a different situation. Maybe not. People say it's similar to Juve. I think that like we were in a worse situation, but whatever.
Yeah, we're in a worse situation, 100%.
You need to step away, and you need to let the people who actually are being paid, like you pay Cherubini, Nefet to do a job, and you're basically taking, their responsibilities away.
Yeah.
And it's not okay.
How can you? So you're working for someone, they trust you to do something, and they do it, and then they don't know if it's going to be happening because it has to be your choice at the end of the day.
Yeah, it stinks. Yeah. Like like you said, like imagine your boss.
Yep.
It gives you a job. You finish it, put it on his desk, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna start all over again. Never mind. Thanks for. And you're like, okay, that's a waste of a day, but fine. Yep. Like, and he does it week in, week out. Like you feel underappreciated. You feel like a puppet.
100%.
And that's why there's so many leaks of Netfed, going back to his own country, work for the FA there, and like all those things.
Yep.
Like if it happens every year, those leaks, then something's not up. Yeah, and he never addresses it. Like it's not that he comes out and denies shit. Like that's also not the case. So.
So, obviously, there's an internal battle. That's the buzzword today. Let's talk about one more thing before we wrap it up, because I think this issue, we've known about it for a couple of years now. I wonder if you know what I'm talking about. The athletic and training staff and the medical staff. What the? What do you do in that situation?
If you keep Allegri, you tell Allegri to get rid of all of them.
Clean house, correct?
Clean house, if that's the case. But maybe it's just also Allegri. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. But I said yesterday, I think it was yesterday, on a video, the players who came in, like the new guys,
Paredes, costage, Milik,
they look on a different level fitness-wise than the guys who have been here for a while. It's shocking.
Did you see, prime example, Paredes in the 78th minute make that crazy slide tackle, bounced right back up and started going the other way?
Yeah, like
it's just another level.
It's not even costage. If you like, if I'm watching costage, I'm like, he can go on for 3 games straight. Like, he's not gonna get tired.
And he gets subbed out.
And he gets that was insane, by the way. that was
Milik, costage out.
Yeah, the Milik thing, that was the worst decision he made, I think, all season, probably so far.
And saying that, he took out costage for Danilo the game before.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But like, when you watch those players, they have an extra
level gear to them.
Yeah. And it's like, it's a big difference. It's not like you can clearly see it. Then it's an issue.
Yeah,
like, you can clearly see it.
And it's more damning that Milik says after the game, we played 20 minutes really well. There's no way our energy levels should drop after 20 minutes. Yeah,
he's right. Like, Jesus Christ, it's
he's 100% right. Yes.
If this was start of May and you're on all competitions, I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah, you're like, you're gonna die out.
Like,
World
I get
Cup
it.
Year, like, yeah.
It's halfway September, dude. Like,
yep.
You can't press for more than 20 minutes. Like, I don't know. Weird.
Not even you have to press the whole time. Just be combative.
Yeah, like,
have energy and tackles in your own half. Not be lethargic. Not be lethargic in build up. Not winning or not losing every 50-50. I read the duels, like the match facts of the duels. Benfica lights out. Like, they won like 60% of the duels, 65.
Yeah.
But I bet you in the first 20 minutes, Juventus probably had 75% of the duels.
Oh yeah, like, I think easily.
Yeah.
Like, players were stepping up high on that pitch.
Yeah.
Like, everyone, I was like, okay, what the hell is happening here? But then it died. And even if it dies, I'm like, okay, keep a good shape. Like, we don't even tight. We don't even do that. Which is Allegri's.
It's coaching.
Yeah, but it's Allegri's marquee thing. Like, keep a good shape.
Oh, yeah, what he's known for. Yep.
And that's even looking terrible at the moment. So I'm like, okay, if that's not working, then what will? Like, what will? I'm gonna say it again. When you said if we got Mbappe, we will look better. I'll keep firm. We won't. Like, he will score probably a goal. Like, we will score more goals when Chiesa, Pogba, and Di Maria back. Pure quality. We still look like shit. We will. It's just based on quality. Like, when Di Maria came on, he struggled the first 7 minutes, which is okay, because his fitness is not up there. Like, it's not. Yeah. Like, he's coming in, out. But after those settled minutes, like 7, like, you can see he was on a different level compared to our players. Even them. Yeah. Like, the passes he made, all those things. It's pure quality. It wasn't we changed the style of play, patterns of play. It was just him doing solo shit on his own again. Yep. Like, that's it.
He picked up the ball a little bit higher, and then he started to dribble.
And he went for it. And if Danilo had a brain, we maybe would have tied that game. But he doesn't have a brain. And we lost that game. But like, when he came on, it wasn't like, oh, now I can see it. You're right. We needed someone in that position. You know, now you can see the runs and behind. Like, no. It was just him picking up that ball and forcing shit. And that's going to happen when Chiesa comes back. Also, like, it's going to be the same, just with added quality. It was like with Dybala and Ronaldo. That run under Pirlo, the second part of the season. It was just vibes, and give them the ball and just, you know, pray and that's what we did. Just get that ball to Chiesa or Ronaldo, and let's go. It's the same thing. Yeah. We're relying on individual brilliance once again, and if you look at our goals, it's all set pieces. It's all of them. I think we scored like 12 goals. I'm gonna say 6, 7 are set pieces easily. Like Dusan scored twice on a free kick. Milik scored a header and a pen. That's already 4 with the Milik one. That's already 4.
Yeah. But Bonucci scored off a penalty. Like he got stopped, but he scored off a penalty. 5.
The Bremer one was short. No, it wasn't short corner. That was like
it was just a cross.
But you know what I mean?
It's just a cross.
It's not that we create clear-cut chances. We just don't. Like we don't. It's just crossing that ball, set pieces, all those things. Like our build-up is so predictable. Let's get that ball to the wideouts. Costage cross. Quadrado, no idea what you are doing, buddy. But whatever.
Goalie.
Like that's like we cannot play down the middle. We just can't. And it's hot garbage. Like he's making Dusan look like Keane at this point. Oh yeah. But he looks like Keane.
Yeah.
Like he's frustrating. And to watch, he is frustrated on the pitch. Like he's moaning completely because he's a striker. He's protecting that ball with his back to goal constantly. That's not how he wants to play. And I know we need to do better. But like if I need to do that 90 minutes as a main striker,
I'd be frustrated.
Game in, game out. Like at some point, I'm like, fuck it. Like I don't want to do this anymore, and I'm gonna lose that ball consistently because it's gonna get into my head. Basically, it's gonna get into my head that I'm not gonna get a chance. I need to protect that ball once again, lay it off, and then nothing's gonna come from it.
I'm gonna lay it off to McKennie. What's McKennie gonna do?
Don't get me started on him. Don't get me started. But again, I don't really want to blame players at this point. Like it's pointless.
No. Because now you've let me transition to here. This is the last thing we'll talk about. In the event that Mr. Allegri is fired, and I want 2 answers from you. I want a coach that you want, and a coach that you think Juventus would get. In the event that Allegri's fired.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I have absolutely no idea, and I thought about it before we recorded this. Like, no idea. Okay. Not even who I want. Like, I have no idea at this point. Who the club wants, also no idea. If he gets sacked, but I'm gonna go out on a limb, and it's gonna be an Italian or an ex-player. That's what the club will go for.
You went on a big limb there.
Wow. That's what the club, like, that's what it's gonna be. And I have no idea. Like, personally, I have no name. Because I'm still shocked at this moment in time. Like, I'm still confused. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
I have a couple.
I do like coaches.
I planned it.
I do like coaches, but I'm like, there's no chance they're gonna leave mid-season. Why would they? To come in that mess. Because it's a mess. Like, it's not a good situation to walk into. It's not.
No, that's what I mean. But like, that's your just say your choice.
Yeah, I'm still confused. Okay. I don't have a list. I don't. Like, I'm not even at that point. I'm just at the point of, I think he needs to leave now. Like, I think he needs to leave.
Well, that's obvious.
And then I will think about who needs to come in. Because there's no sign of him leaving. So I'm like, I'm not thinking about a replacement at this point.
All right. So I'll give you mine.
I know the first one.
No, I'll go the route for Juventus, who I think Juventus will go for.
Okay.
After the World Cup.
Yeah, it's easy.
France are gonna do something. I don't know. Maybe Zizou wants to coach them. So maybe Didier Deschamps leaves. Say, hey, Didier, you're a former player. You're a former coach.
You still
You have
want to
some
play shit?
pedigree. Listen, this is not what I want. You have pedigree. You got a name. You won a World Cup as a coach. You took us out of Serie B as a coach. You used to play for us. Come on down to Funky Town. So, that's one name. My name that I want is the Sporting Lisbon coach, Ruben Amorim. I've watched, they're making me watch the whatever Liga they're called. I don't know what the league's called. Portugal Liga. I'm watching that now because of how good he coaches.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Does he have Italian grandparents?
I know it's not gonna happen.
Does he have Italian grandparents?
Nope.
No, no chance.
His name's not Roberto Amori. His name's Ruben Amorim.
But you never know. Like apparently, like Dybala has Italian grandparents, so he had a shot.
Yeah.
Apparently, Brehm has Italian blood in him. So
yeah. Dybala to coach, former player.
Brehm to
so
coach.
Those are my two. Just to play the game. Whoever's watching this as well, because it is watchable. In the comments, if you're on YouTube, put it in there. Who do you think Juventus would hire? Who do you want to hire?
They will go with.
Go ahead.
No, they will go with a Mancini or something like that after World Cup. I want to say, which is bad they're not in there. But I think if they offer Mancini a job, he will step away from the national team, in my opinion, because I think he had enough of that also.
I agree.
Which is not a good thing. But like that's the route we are heading in. If we also cheap, it needs to be cheap. Yes. Like I saw Zidane, like we're not gonna get Zidane. Like he has offers probably. Like he said no to plus 10 mil offers. He wants that French job. That's it at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's not really about money. He just wants that French job.
Yeah, he wants a legacy.
I just want someone who has no connections to the club. But then I'm like
Ruben Amorim.
But then I'm gonna like that's gonna be a mess. That's gonna be a mess because if you get someone like that in, he's not gonna protect that club. Like he's not. I don't believe like the way Allegri is doing it or did in the past. Like he will speak up and all those things. Like it's not gonna work because the club is too involved. They're too involved.
It's like when you're. Oops. Sorry about that. It's like when your boss micromanages you and he checks in every day. Hey, coach, how's the team looking? Every day. And then as a coach, you're like, bud, just watch on the weekend. If shit goes haywire, okay, come and check in. But if we're doing well and we're winning, get off the field. You own it. Come on after the practice or before. Like, come on whenever the team's not practicing. That's the environment I would prefer to coach in.
I think everyone.
Yeah. So
like every coach. Like
the fact that some people want the job, or I guess it's still a high profile. It is a high profile job, Juventus.
Yeah, and but mid-season
you can't. No, of course.
I think mid-season is not that appealing for a coach with ambition to put this reputation on the line because that's what it is now. I don't think that squad is terrible. I don't think anyone is looking at that squad and it's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like that's 23 awful players, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's not that.
It's more backroom stuff, if anything.
Yep, it's that. It's toxic. If you have players, you know, questioning decisions in front of the camera, like the camera was 1 meters away from you, like there was a dude holding a freaking thing filming you, and he was like, "Screw it, why did he took you off?"
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, they don't care.
Did you see his face? He was like he was pissed. Dude, why did you get taken off? Yeah,
because he knew it made no sense. Because he knew he was the sort of glue that was keeping things together in that game. Like he was the only thing that looks like he's gonna be dangerous at some point. Yeah. Like if you give him the ball, he's gonna make something happen, and you take him off. Also knowing on the weekend he's not there. He's out. So I'm like, you bring in Keane. I'm like, okay, like you're desperate. Like, you really don't want to win this game at this point. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
We will see what happens. Like I said, like you said, like I've said, he's not getting fired anytime soon.
No.
We are wishful thinking. If we drop the game to Monza, what happens from there?
Nothing. International break.
So he's fine. International break.
Yeah.
Blame it on Landucci. blame it on lack of players. Is there a chance, is there any chance that Allegri gets fired and the caretaker manager takes over for the rest of the season, or do you think they get a guy in now?
Who's gonna be the caretaker?
I was gonna say the guy with the Landucci with the glasses.
No, he's Allegri's guy. If Allegri goes, he goes with him. Like he's not gonna stay.
Okay.
He's not gonna do that.
Okay.
So at that point, I'm like, who's gonna be? I think they just at that point if that's the, how do you want to say that, the thought process, they will keep Allegri until the end of the season and then let him walk. Yeah. They're not gonna half-ass it, in my opinion.
You know what? You know, it'd be hilarious if Agnelli's like, yeah, Nedved, you think this is a joke? You go coach, and he says, yeah, I'll go coach.
Oh, that would be.
I'll go coach these guys.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be actually banter.
He's already on the payroll.
Cutting costs.
But yeah. This is all wishful thinking. He's not getting
got a job from FA in the club.
Yeah.
Coaching the team. Imagine, and the banks.
Yeah, and then imagine we do sick after that.
And he's like, screw you guys, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Now I'll take the FA job in my home country.
Yeah. Hey, you guys see how good I did?
He's going nowhere. I don't even have the energy to go on Twitter and say out. Like sometimes when I tweet on the main account, like it's the same people. #Allegri out. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I did it once.
Time. I did it on a tweet, but like, I don't do it constantly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tweet Allegri out day in, day out.
No.
I want to be that guy. But I think it's time to go. I said it after the Sanitana game.
Yeah. I think everyone on this channel said he's got to go.
Yeah.
After the Salernitana game.
I don't see.
I was willing to give him till December, but after that, this shit, it's been so long now. No, done.
Yeah, I agree. It's been enough, and there's no sign of improvement. Actually, there's signs it will get worse.
Regressing. It's regressing. Shit is regressing.
Yeah. It's getting worse week in, week out, and it will get worse also on Sunday, in my opinion. I don't think we're gonna win that game.
Okay, so. Are you doing a preview for that?
Yeah, I'll do a preview tomorrow.
Okay.
Or like today. Excuse me, today.
Yeah.
But it's a sneak peek. I don't think we're gonna win.
Yeah.
Like I have no confidence at all.
Yeah, I'll give my thoughts now. I think we will win. We'll squeak out a win though. Like squeak it out. And it has nothing to do with Allegri. It's just because like it's Monza at this point. I gotta be careful with what I say, but yes, I'm gonna go. Yeah, but they got an Italian international now, Mazzocchi.
Good for him. We make random players make the national team.
We made a Salernitana left wing back an Italian international.
Yeah, good for him.
Good job, Quadrado. Good job, McKennie.
Also, you know what the sign should be to sack him? When the Sanitana president came out after the game, was like, hey, if you want to replay it, let's do it. I'm like, oh boy. Like
they're probably thinking, yeah, we get 3 points.
Well, we'll do it again. We will probably get it over the line the next time. I'm like, oh boy. At that point, Agnelli should be like, yeah, get out of here. Like, like, not having this. We're getting bantered by the Sanitana owner who is still owning the club for Lotito, basically. Like, it's still garbage. Like, and he's taking the piss out of us. Like, that's the current situation. We're getting trolled by the Sanitana caretaker, owner, whatever.
Yeah, we're on a good spot. There's an internal battle that will keep continuing on until the elephant in the room is slayed. But we'll wrap it up there. This was episode 2 of our second season of the Bianconeri Zone podcast. Thank you all for listening. Follow Bianconeri Zone on all social media platforms, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Bianconeri Zone. Follow Alejandro on Twitter at AlejandroBZ. Follow Justin Sofro at Justin Sofro. Follow myself at Gennady151. And like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And what else am I thinking of? Click the bell icon and stay notified.
Yep.
But yeah. Anything else you need to say?
No. Nothing.
Let's watch the battle and rage.
Yeah, and rage. That's it, basically, at this point.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Ciao.